The school teacher was caught up in the moment as she was looking at her students all doing their work at their desks. She kept thinking, these are such great kids. They're going to do such great things. So she decides to gather all of her kids together and says, everyone put your work down. I want to talk to you today about your destiny. You are destined to be great. Looking in their faces, she thought to ask, do you know what destiny means? They all shook their head no. She says, well, it's kind of like leaving a legacy. Do you know what legacy means? They all looked at her and, again, shook their heads no. And she says, well, you know what great means? And they all nodded their heads. She said, that's who you are. You are already great, and you are going to do great things. That's what leaving a legacy means. That's what destiny means. It's doing great things for other people. You are not only great right now, but you are going to be great one day when you grow up. So I want you to think about that. What do you want to be when you grow up? Well, Johnny just shot his hand up in the air, not realizing it was a rhetorical question. He knew what he wanted to be, and the teacher was pretty excited because Johnny never gets excited about anything in class except for getting in trouble. He's never paying attention, and he was obviously paying attention here, so she jumped right on that, and she says, okay, Johnny, I love that enthusiasm. What do you want to be when you grow up? Johnny stood up, and he says, I want to be a billionaire. I want to have the most expensive cars. I want to have the most beautiful wife on my arm. I want to live in a hotel. I want to have mansions in Hawaii and all across the world. And I want to have my own private jet where I fly me and my wife to. I want to buy my wife Ferraris and furs. I want to have an unlimited American Express card. And I want to not even have to worry about any money or anything. I just want to take care of my wife and my kids, and I want to be a billionaire. That's what I want to be, teacher. Well, the teacher was a little shocked by that. That wasn't really what she was talking about being great. Now it's kind of gotten out of hand. It's gone in the direction she didn't really want this lesson to go to. So she's thinking, what in the world am I going to do now? She realized that she probably doesn't want to give any attention to what Johnny just said. Somehow she's got to get everyone's attention diverted, and she sees cute little Susie right there in the front row. Now, Susie is one of the best students that she's ever had. She always cares about other people, and she thinks, that's my ticket. That's my way out of this situation. She's going to bail me out. So she says, Susie, what about you? What would you like to be when you grow up? How about the first female president? Susie looked at her and shook her head no. Oh. How about a princess? The teacher says. Nope. How about an actress? Nope. How about a musician that, just picture yourself, Susie, singing on stages and making people happier, changing people's lives with your music? Nope, nope, nope. Nope. Everything the teacher suggested to Susie, Susie just shook her head and said no. Well, Susie, then tell us, what do you want to be when you grow up? Susie stood up, looked over across the room, and said, I want to be Johnny's wife. Well, if you've ever wanted to be great or be a part of something or someone that was great, stick around. You'll be happy you did. I mean, you'll be great.
Happy holiday.
Welcome.
Happy holiday.
To Happy Life Studios.
May the calendar keep bringing happy holidays to you.
We're here to make your happy holidays even happier.
If you're burdened down with trouble, if your nerves are wearing thin, pack your load down the road, come to holiday.
Happier holidays. Happier holidays. Happier holidays. Happier holidays. What's up, Happy Lifer? Thanks for joining us today. We are so happy you did, and happy Thanksgiving. Well, it's not Thanksgiving yet, but Thanksgiving is only 10 days away, believe it or not. 10 days until Thanksgiving. We're putting this out on Monday and think we only have one more episode before Thanksgiving comes out, unless we do a bonus episode, which we might do, because I really want to flood the beginning of this holiday season talking about Thanksgiving. We want to highlight Thanksgiving, both the holiday and the mentality. You know, you count down days of Thanksgiving. That's kind of a rare thing. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Now, we're professionals at counting down Christmas. I mean, there are people, the day after Christmas, they'll be saying 364 days until Christmas. You know, it's nothing to count down when you'll see posts that say 100 days till Christmas, 50 days till Christmas, 30 days to Christmas. We're great at counting down Christmas, especially when December comes around. I mean, that's what the Advent calendar is all about, right? Counting down the days to Christmas. Well, why don't we have an Advent calendar or a Thanksgiving calendar? Counting the days down to Thanksgiving. Because like we said in last week's episode, Thanksgiving isn't just a warm-up holiday that gets us in the mood for Christmas. And it's not a waste holiday like we just need to get through so we can focus on Christmas. Thanksgiving, if you think about it, is really, I think it's the holiday that all the other holidays should lay in, should start from. That's why we want to highlight it more this year. I think we should have countdowns to Thanksgiving. But we tend to move past Thanksgiving. It tends to be that holiday that we just want to get over. Now, that's not with everybody. But as a whole, I think it kind of is that way, which is funny because you think about it, Thanksgiving, even if you have that messed up uncle, that, I don't want to admit it, but that's probably me and our family. But, you know, we have family members that always will bring spice to Thanksgiving, right? But Thanksgiving, when we gather together and we eat together, and even if you just get frozen dinners and put them on a TV tray in front of the TV or whatever, I don't know how you celebrate Thanksgiving, but it's a really cool time to celebrate. No, the presents aren't there. The gifts aren't there. That makes it a little bit easier. A lot of work goes into creating a Thanksgiving meal. I get that. So it's a good thing that we don't have to do presents as well. But a lot of that pressure is kind of gone. It's just the family getting together to eat together under the guise, under the premise of being thankful. We've already talked about why Halloween is such a great holiday to start with, and then how Veterans Day comes next. And if you haven't listened to those episodes yet, I would go back and check them out, because they line up right with what we want to talk about today. Being great. If you ever wanted to be great or be around something great, I think we all want to be around something bigger than us, right? We all want to be a part of something bigger than us, and we all want to be a part of something great. We want our lives to count. We want them to matter. Well, guess what? I have a solution for you, and it's a simple solution. It's simple, and it is a solution. Not like a lot of the ads or posts that you will see. I mean, like that one where they've got like a 70-year-old man that has the body of Adonis, right? And they're trying to push to you that, you know, you can get that body if you just use this workout 5 minutes a day with a chair. Okay. Sounds too good to be true, because oftentimes it is too good to be true. But the solution I'm talking about is too good, and it's too true. And it's simply what we got from Mojo Studio. Joe McCarthy of Mojo Studio and I were talking, and I think I mentioned it a couple episodes ago. But I want to tag into that some more. It's going to be a theme for maybe through the rest of the holiday season, because we all want to be great, and we all want our holidays to be great. We're here to put the happy in your holidays. No matter how happy your holidays are, we want to help you make your holidays happier. And this solution is going to do it. There's so much to this saying, and that's why we're probably going to talk about it more than just an episode or two. Mojo of Mojo Studio You can go to Mojo, MOJOE.studio, and you can find his stuff. I would highly recommend going there. You want to talk about being thankful and grateful? His page, his website is full of positivity, of hope, of happy, of peace, of love. He's an incredible motivator and inspirational person. So go check it out, MOJOE.studio. He said, gratefulness produces great fullness. Gratefulness produces great fullness. And there's two ways that we can take great fullness. Gratefulness, being thankful, being content with what you have. That doesn't mean for settling for second best. I'm just going to settle. That's all I'm ever going to be. That's not the content we're talking about here. The content we're talking about here is, yes, I'm looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to becoming this type of a person or maybe doing this or acquiring that. But I'm still going to be content with where I am right now. I'm going to be happy in the place I'm in right now. I'm not going to fall for that trap that says, well, I'll be happy when. I'll be happy if. Then our happiness is based upon a situation that's out of our control. It's based upon all the planets aligning. I'll be happy when this happens. So I can't be happy until that happens. And oftentimes that's out of my control. But I can be happy right where I'm at. That's a contentment I'm talking about. I'm still working on becoming a better person. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about, I'm excited to share with what's been going on with me, because it has just made my life has been way better the last couple months since I've learned this and I've been practicing this. I've been helping a buddy sell hot tubs at the Spa Warehouse in Seattle, Washington. You need a hot tub and you're in the Pacific Northwest, you need to come check it out. We'll hook you up. But today, after I got done working, I sat in the hot tub. And it's the best hot tub we got. And I'm telling you, with that hot tub, oh my word, it's like heaven. Those jets are I've never sat in a hot tub like this. And I thought about if someone came walking through the doors at that moment going, oh, it must be nice. But I tell you what I'd tell them if it gave me a hard time about that. I'd say, you can't sell the product if you don't know the product. In fact, that's when I got there. That's what they said. And the company that makes the hot tubs, that's what they said. They said, get in those hot tubs. Test the hot tubs out. You can't sell it if you don't know it. Well, I should say you can sell it a lot better if you do know it. So I'm sitting in that hot tub, and I'll tell you what, I'd sell that hot tub to anybody. It is an amazing tub, an amazing spa, and I love Caldera spas. They are fantastic. Well, you know why I love them? Because I've been in them. Because they have changed my life in a lot of ways. They have helped me so much. I had no idea. I thought a hot tub was just a place to relax, but there is so much more to a hot tub. But this isn't about hot tubs. But the point I'm trying to make here is that when I sit in the hot tub, I get to know the hot tub. Then I can help sell the hot tub. Well, what I've been going through lately, I'm getting to understand Thanksgiving in a way I've never understood it before. I'm understanding gratefulness in a way I haven't understood it before. And it all happened with the Magic Rude Bus. Remember that kids show, Right on the Magic School Bus?
Right on the magic school bus.
Well, for me it was more like, Right on the Magic Rude Bus. Because this bus was rude. The bus driver he made me angry. I wasn't too grateful. But gratefulness produces great fullness. Like I said, there's two ways to look at that. You can either have fullness, not just being full. Like, don't we want a life that's full? It's full of hope and joy, and it's full of life, right? We like people that are full of life. We like things that are full of life. Well, you can have great fullness, not just fullness, but gratefulness. When you're grateful, that's what happens, because gratefulness produces great fullness. But you can also take that this way, gratefulness, being full of greatness. Gratefulness produces great fullness. Well, I wasn't too grateful this day. I had carved out a few hours where I was going to write my book, and then I was going to go to the work and help them sell some hot tubs. But everything kept slipping away from me. The traffic, the parking, I had to switch cars out with my wife. I had to go to her work, and long story short, I had to switch out the cars, and because I went that way, there was a lot of If I just would have went the other way, I would have gotten to the coffee shop right away. I knew where I was going to work, where I was going to write. I was so excited about that. And yet I had to go the complete other direction. And by the time I just saw my time slipping away, I only had a little bit of time. And I really want to get this book done that I'm writing. And I just sense that like just burning inside of me. But my time is so limited to write it, especially now that I'm helping the Spa Warehouse and helping them sell some hot tubs and making people's days. So my time has become less and less. So I was really looking forward to this. I had this expectation I was going to write in my book for several hours because I'm on like chapter 19 right now. And maybe I'll start talking about some of the chapters when the holidays are done. That's kind of an idea that I have that I kind of want to do. But I'm 19 chapters in right now. And I found that each chapter takes like a minimum of like 10 hours to create. So I'll sit in the coffee shop because when I sit at home, I can't do it when I'm in my office. I just can't. I just get too sidetracked. So I have to go somewhere else. And so that's a lot of hours in a coffee shop. and so I can carve out 3 or 4 hours here. I could never just sit down for 10 hours straight. I couldn't do that. But so in other words, it takes a lot of time to do this. And I'd carved out a bunch of hours that I was going to do that morning before I went to work. I was so excited. And then the time was just slipping away. So after I was dropped my wife's car off and got everything done and got through traffic, I'm hauling down the road. And this bus that's in front of me, this city bus.
Right on the magic school bus.
The magic rude bus. It just starts to pull out in front of me. And not quickly, they're just meandering slowly over. It's only a 2-lane road. And he's over on the side loading up people. And they just slowly pulls on over. And I'm going to, the speed limit's 45. And I'm going a good 45. I'm going at least 45 because I'm in a hurry to get to where I need to go. Gratefulness produces gratefulness. Well, I wasn't too grateful at that moment. I was in a hurry. I had to get this done. And I was just in the wrong frame of mind. I didn't realize it until that bus pulled it in front of me.
Right on the magic school bus.
And I got so mad. I can't believe that was just rude of him to just pull out in front of me like that. So I honked that horn. I laid on that horn for a good 5-10 seconds. I wanted him to know you can't just pull out in front of me like that. I mean, I'm going a good 45. I had to hit the brakes pretty hard. And now he's pulling in front of me. And all that inside of me just rose up. And I was not in a good state. I was not in a good frame of mind. Traffic can do that for me a lot. I need Happy Life Studios. I need to be reminded of what it takes to be happy. And this was one of those situations, one of those times when it happened.
Right on the magic school bus.
The bus pulled in front of me and I couldn't believe it. But if you remember, at the beginning of the new year, I talked about having New Year's resolutions or New Year's words or phrases. And mine is, are you patient? Are you pleased? Are you positive? And so all year long, when someone pulls out in front of me, I say, are you patient, Steve? If I get out of sorts because they pulled in front of me or because they're driving too slow, in my opinion, or whatever the case may be. If something makes me impatient, I say, wait a minute. I catch myself because I've been doing it all year long. So I catch myself really quick and I say, wait a minute. Are you patient, Steve? Because it doesn't appear like you are right now. And then I bless them. Out of my mouth can either come cursing or come blessing. I just curse them from my mouth. No, I didn't use swear words. At least not most of the time. But I said something like, come on, don't be stupid. Why would you pull in front of me like that? You're just being, I'm speaking darkness at that moment. I'm speaking death at that moment. I'm speaking cursing at that moment. And I want to flip that around. I don't want cursing to come out of my mouth. I want blessing to come out. So even though I don't feel it, I promise you. When that bus pulled out in front of me, just slowly, it just felt to me like he was being rude. Like he didn't care about me. He didn't see me. And it wasn't even about me. But I was making it about me.
Right on the magic school bus.
So what happens when I do that is I say, because I've been saying it all year long, I'm catching myself a lot quicker. And I say, man, are you patient, Steve? Because it doesn't appear that you are. And then I say, God bless that bus driver. God bless that bus and all the people that are on it. I go above and beyond. I don't just say, I'm sorry. I say, God, I'm sorry for having that mentality. Because like I said, we're highlighting the holidays. We're highlighting Thanksgiving. We're bringing Thanksgiving into the holidays. Both the holiday and the mentality. And you know what? It's funny because he pulled out in front of me, just had to pull out in front of me, and he could have waited. There was no traffic behind me. He could have waited, but he just slowly pulled out like he didn't even see that I was there. About a mile up, he had to pull over for another stop. I'm like, that's good. I can finally get around this guy, you know. And the thought that came to my mind was a thought that's always been in my mind. I'm like, I'm going to honk my horn. When I drive past him, I'm going to honk my horn, and I'm going to give him that stink eye. I'm going to let him know that he shouldn't have cut me off. So when he pulled over and I started driving past him, I didn't even want to do that anymore. I'm like, I don't want to ruin this guy's day. Because all of a sudden I wasn't so upset anymore. I had calmed down. You know why? Because I said, are you patient, Steve? Are you patient? Obviously you're not. I would speak blessing over him and that bus instead. And it changed my whole mentality. And I realized how my old self, I would still be so wound up right now. I'd be in such a negative state right now. I would be anger, and I'd want to hold on to that anger. I want to let that guy know he shouldn't have cut me off because he didn't even see me, just being rude to me. And hello, I'm a person, I'm important. And however you want to word it, right? These thoughts come into our brains. Maybe they don't come into yours. Maybe they just come into mine. But when I drove past, I said, no, I'm not going to honk the horn. I kind of feel bad for even honking my horn earlier. I don't want to ruin this guy's day. This guy is driving people around all day. His job can't be that easy. So I'm just going to just drive past him. And the difference I felt at that moment, I thought, in the past, I know what it would have felt like to honk my horn, and that anger would have rose up inside of me, that whatever would have rose up inside of me. And it feeds you, right? It feeds you this negative energy. And I know what that feels like. I've been there before in my life many times, trust me. But this time when I drove past, I said, no, I'm patient. I want to be positive. I want to be pleased. That's my New Year's theme. I've been doing it all year long. Ask myself the question, are you patient, Steve? Are you positive right now? Are you pleased? Because it doesn't seem like you are. And it kind of snaps me back into, I want to be positive. I want to be pleased, happy. I want to be patient with people. So when I drove past, I was in a moment of peace, and I was so shocked because a mile further up the road, I wasn't at peace at all. I thought, what if we changed that for the holidays? What if we started saying things like, are you thankful? When the holidays start to get hairy instead of happy. When they start to get the happy holidays turn into hectic holidays. What if we started asking ourselves the question, like I've been asking myself all year long, are you patient? Are you positive? Are you pleased? What if we just started saying, wait a minute, Steve, are you thankful right now? Because it doesn't feel like you are. And then immediately think of something to be thankful for. Even right now as I'm sharing this, I just have these warm vibes coming out of, I don't know if you're going to pick it up, but they're coming out of me. I just feel so peaceful right now. And the reason why I'm kind of emotional is because it feels so good. It's like I've been sitting in that hot tub. You can't sell the product if you don't know the product. Well, this product is working. This solution is simple, and it is working for me. I'm a different person. I'm so much more at peace than I've been in the past. And if I can hold on to this throughout the rest of the holidays and then beyond, to the holidays and beyond.
To infinity and beyond.
If I can hold on to this throughout the rest of the year, I already have been doing it with, are you patient? Are you pleased? Are you positive? Well, now I want to challenge us to ask ourselves the question, whenever the stress comes, whenever the anxiety comes, whenever the anger comes, and they are going to come, holidays can be a stressful time for a lot of people. And we want to go into the holidays. We want them to be happy. We want them to be warm. We want them to be peaceful. But oftentimes the stress takes over, the anxiety takes over, and we never put ourselves in check. When we ask ourselves that question, are you thankful right now? Wait a minute. What's one thing I can be thankful for? Wait a minute. I was very ungrateful to a bunch of different people there, to a bunch of different items, so I want to come up with something thankful for all the items I was unthankful for. Because gratefulness produces great fullness. And if you want your holidays to be full of greatness, if you want your holidays to be full of life in a great way, then we just need to focus on being grateful, because gratefulness produces great fullness. Like today, I uploaded a wallpaper on my phone. It's just this really cool artwork of the word thank you, because I want to remind myself to be grateful. I want to remind myself to be full of thanksgiving, both the holiday and the mentality. I want to be grateful because I want my life to be full of great. In fact, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to come up with an image that we can use for our podcast this week that you can download, print, put it somewhere that will remind you to be grateful, to be thankful, that when the other negative emotions take over, we ask ourselves the question, when those rude buses, when those rude people, when those rude situations pull out in front of us, metaphorically as well as literally, when the stores get really crazy and people are out there and like and they're full of stress, that doesn't mean I have to be. I can ask myself the question when that starts to rise up, and it will. Are you thankful? Are you thankful right now, Steve? Because it doesn't feel like you are. So what's one thing you can be thankful for? And I think that if we are grateful like that through the holidays, we'll have some great holidays. Our holidays will be full of gratefulness, because gratefulness produces great fullness.
Make someone happy. Make just one someone happy, and you will be happy too.
Thanks for listening. I hope that helped. Remember, life isn't perfect. The holidays can get pretty stressful. But that doesn't mean that they can't be happy.
StevoHays.